2,000 square feet and change. It will actually append itself to some degree. There'll be a canal connecting on the south end of the west wing. The construction timelines will take about up to 24 months when we're all done. We'll keep you updated on that. Winter conditions may preclude some of that. But here's some external views. This is actually from the parking lot looking toward William Atkinson Hall off in the distance. Very different kind of facility. It is eco-friendly. So we will have this building LEED certified. We'll actually have a green roof. There'll be live material on the top. It's a sedum type roof. So it's energy focused. We have lots of elements here that help us do this. This is from the inside of our campus, kind of standing, looking from where the clock tower is. You can see the main drive entering in off of Emmons. The flagpole is there on the far left. So these are different views. It's a different style of looking at building. We're trying to break up the tedium, perhaps, of the existing buildings that we have. William Atkinson is a little bit different. Here, another view as well from the campus mall, looking back and moving to the right. This is actually the south end of the east wing. You get a sense that you can kind of go around, and it really will create a really nice park area, almost a quadrangle kind of feeling for those of you who are purists in education. A quadrangle effect on the inside with a fountain and some nice spaces for individuals to sit and study. Even though a lot of these spaces are going to be focused on nursing and allied health, there will be lots of spaces for students to sit and study regardless of whatever academic discipline you're in. Nice reception space. This is actually from the courtyard of the quadrangle section, looking out toward the mall there on the far left, and then you can see the connector here on the far right side. Just a few more shots here real quick. Here's from the parking lot. You can see we're pulling a parking lot back a little bit, creating some green space in there. And here you see the grand entranceway now coming into the west or the east wing. In the past, even now, it's kind of nondescript entering into the east wing. This says this is where you come in. And right inside these doors is where the CCE area will be. Amanda, if you want to go to the next slide here, I'll show that to you real quick. There's the entrance again. Go ahead and pass that one. Here we are. This actually comes in the corporate and continuing education area, providing this resource for individuals who've lost jobs, partnering with South Central Michigan Works, and all the other agencies that are out there. So individuals can come in here who have lost their jobs. There are resources in here, reading materials, computer access, even conducting interviews, working with corporate clients. We've actually retained some space in that building so that we can move client equipment in and provide training for them. This is actually the HLC. You can see some of these learning spaces that are actually kind of 360 glass spaces where individuals can come in and study together, hold department meetings, whatever you might be interested in doing. This is the main entranceway when you come in. So there's almost like a reading bar, computer bar where you can come in, a very large, grand entrance coming in on the west side of this building. So these are timelines I wanted to share with you. Again, we'll be having the Board of Trustees consider all the awarding of those bids to area contractors on the 10th. We have a critical focus on awarding as much of that as we can to Jackson County. This is an economic engine, not the likes of which this campus has ever seen, this college has ever seen. And to the degree that we can be an economic engine, I think it's prudent for us to be able to do so. So we hope to be done in a very timely way. Some other things that we're doing, Mark Grabinski is working on a federal grant that we've received through FIPSE, the Fund for the Improvement of Post-Secondary Education, working on some ecological opportunities. We've been collecting data with the anemometer up on the hill for a long time. We're looking at using photovoltaics and wind energy, vertical and horizontal wind energy capability, ground loop systems, and learning more about that and building curriculum off of that. We've also seen some growth, as I mentioned previously, in the Hillsdale area. We're actually we've worked out a deal, Penny has worked out a deal with the car dealership, which is right next door, to actually use some of their parking stalls as we try to expand parking down there. Our students are worried that maybe an enterprising salesman might try to sell their car off the lot, so we're trying to be very careful in that regard. And then also up on the lobby area up here, we're going to take that little bench area, that little coffee area there, and kind of remake that a little bit better. We've been focusing on some legislation that allows us to be able to expand our effort as it provides service to the community, trying to get individuals to come to campus prior to shows, be able to provide a nice space for them to hang out and during intermission and maybe even afterwards. So we're excited. You'll see a few changes occurring up there, very modest in the next few weeks. CV2, off and running. We had a great ribbon cutting ceremony this summer. And in terms of enrollment, Jason tells me that I think we're about 2 or 3 students down overall. So that is very good in a very down economy when the promised scholarships have not been available to our students this fall. That reason alone was responsible for, I think, about 6 or 8 students choosing not to move into housing. It is not looking like Promise scholarships are going to be available at all. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But I am very, very pleased. Parents and students alike were very pleased with the housing arrangement here. And we've just recently hired a new campus housing director, so we'll be bringing her forward and sharing, getting her acquainted to the entire campus as well. So very, very excited about what we've got here, and continue to add to the complement of how JCC is a different institution. It's not your mom and dad's JUCO. It is a quality focused institution of higher learning. So some recognition initiatives over the last few months. Appreciate Rick Smith and his leadership in baseball. He's not only good with maintenance and facilities, but also good on the baseball field. So we appreciate the recognition he brings not only to himself, but also the college, and also some students who have been All-American students. We continue to do that more and more. We've also got some other recognition points here as well. Our marketing department, under the capable leadership of Dottie Karkic, doing some great things here. These medallion awards are made through a national organization. We get more information coming up at a conference here shortly. But it seems like every year when this national conference comes up that we are taking gold or silver awards every year. And appreciate the leadership of those folks. Also, if you didn't know it, you're working at a great place. Think about it, right? This year we were notified that appreciate Valerie's work and submission of JCC, and the work that we do here is a great place to work. This is a 2-year-old initiative. It's going to be continued on into the future. We'll continue to apply, but not that many community colleges are award recipients, and we're very pleased that JCC was recognized as a great place to work for, something that we know. Achieving the dream. Holy cow. Exciting stuff that is going on here. I really appreciate our Cracker Jack IR department here and the way that they have helped vault our effort here. Certainly everyone who's participated in achieving the dream. Christy Laird, particularly, thank you. I mean, just everybody who's participated in this has done such an outstanding job of advancing, achieving the dream, and helping us to look as, if you will, as kind of an instructional crucible. We've kind of burned away a lot of stuff, and what remains really is the gold standard of what is the reality and truth with our students, and what do we need to do with them. We have engaged in specific initiatives that allow us to focus on improving student success, student persistence, student performance after developmental education. Lots of cool things that are going on here. So we have this petri dish, if you will, to continue the biological metaphor here. We have a little petri dish within which we can kind of evaluate what's really happening, what is the performance after we introduce these new stimuli into the educational environment, and how do students perform afterwards. We're learning a lot from that. We are leading the nation in many ways. In fact, our coaches were just here a few weeks ago giving us high praise again. We're a 4th-year funded institution. We're continually told that we do as well, if not better, than many of the first-year applying institutions. Probably the greatest, and Christy doesn't even know this, we'll share this with her a little bit later, but I got a phone call late last week saying that they want to honor the work of this institution by inviting us not just to have a seminar or provide an hour-long overview of what's happening at their annual meeting in February, but they want us to run a day-long workshop about what has happened at JCC. What have we learned? How did we implement this? How do we employ institutional research and the data into our work here? What the successes have been? So that was a tremendous honor that JCC, a 4th-year institution, has been asked to provide a day-long workshop leading up in part of the national get-together every year. So high praise to all of you who serve on Achieving the Dream, and all the faculty and staff who participated, those of you who served as mentors and peer tutors, and all of the students who have provided the peer tutoring as well.